Hello. Hello, amazing artists. Let me see if I have the setting right on my microphone. Yes. Okay. Hello. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. Let me double check and make sure that this is working. If you can see and hear me, please let me know in the comments below. Also, just let me know who's here, where you're tuning in from. Where is my Facebook page? There it is. Okay. All right. Yes. It's working. Hi, Jermaine. Yay. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Jermaine. Okay, awesome. Thanks, you guys. So, okay. Whoa. Already I'm knocking shit over. So I'm super excited. Hello. So good to see you, Coral. Super excited. It is the month of December. This is really what I perceive to be the month of giving and receiving. So I'm super excited. I decided this month that I was going to give as much as I possibly could. And it just feels so good, right? Like it just feels so good to give to each other. And to share our gifts with one another as well, not just physical, but also just our time and our attention and our presence and our knowledge and all the good things. So, and you guys always share with me such amazing insights and just so much. You guys give, so I get so much back in return from, showing up and giving. So thank you all so much. I just appreciate every single one of you. Hi, Colette. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Kathy Robbins. Hello. Oh, I already said hi to Michelle and Jermaine. Yes. Awesome. So I am going to be doing, among many things this month, in the spirit of giving and receiving for the month of December. I'm going to be doing a live demonstration for free here on my Facebook page every single day. Yep, I said it, every single day. I am committed to doing that for you guys this month. The only day I will not do it is on Sunday because I don't do anything on Sunday but sleep and eat and give the mind and heart some time to rest and enjoy and soak up all of the goodness of the week and get ready for the next week. What, Jermaine, what? Yes, so they will be here live on this Facebook page. So nice to meet you too, Kathy. I will change up the time, so watch. If you haven't followed my page, be sure to do that because I will announce the day before what time I'll be going live, okay? Because depending on my schedule, it'll be at different times. And that's kind of great too because we have people like down under where it's summertime right now, but that's okay, who are at totally different time zones, and people here in the States, and then also people in Europe who are in a different time zone as well. And this is just going to be so much freaking fun, you guys. So much fun. I'm super excited about it. So in the Art Life School right now, our focus this month is cultivating more joy in our creative process, right? So this is just an example of how to do that. One of the ways that I cultivate more joy in my creative practice is by giving. That is my love language. That is gifts, and it is also just the nature of my personality. I love giving things, and so it just feels so ooey gooey, juicy, goody. So that's one way that we can cultivate joy, is just by tapping into who we really are authentically as a human being and as an artist. The other thing that can cultivate joy is by shaking things up, doing different things, right? Like creativity loves to have some space, loves to have some variety, loves to have some movement, loves some different, stuff going on every now and then. We can just really easily fall into that rut, right? Whenever we're just doing the same thing all the time on repeat, There's a time and a place for that. But if you're finding yourself not feeling as much joy whenever you go to the easel right now, which I certainly was feeling that way last month, and I think that that's natural, right? And that is like your inner voice going, knock, knock, knock. Pay attention to me. We need some variety. And so this month I've been going back to my Paintinis. A few years ago I did Paintinis. That's just what I call them because I thought it was cute because they're like tiny little paintings. And then I thought Paintini sounds like martinis. So what could be wrong with that? And so I did these little Paintinis a few years ago. Hi, Cindy. So good to see you. And Lorraine, hello, hello. I did so many of these a few years ago, and you know what? They were just so much fun. So if you haven't ever tried doing these little teeny tiny paintings, you might give it a shot, or whatever feels good to you, whatever feels joyful, whatever feels like it's sparking your creativity. And you know, sometimes you just need to give yourself some space and time to hear that voice, right? So sometimes it might be a matter of just like sitting down with some nice quiet music or a meditation, cup of hot cocoa, right? Since it's wintertime, and just kind of start jotting down like, you know, what would be fun? You know, like what's 20 fun painting ideas I could try, or creative ideas. Maybe it's not even painting. Right? And just listen, just sit and listen and start writing ideas, and don't censor yourself. So often our artistic voice gets shut out because, you know, just simply because we're not listening, we're not taking the time to listen. So that's one of the main reasons that your artistic voice can kind of get shut off, right? It's just not listening to what it wants from you. And sometimes thinking like, oh, there's all these right ways to do it, or rules about doing it, or, oh, I'm a professional fine artist, I shouldn't be doing little paintinis. Anytime you hear the word should, that's your clue. That's your clue that you're operating on a rule-based right and wrong, good and bad, and fear-based mentality, right? So creativity always flows so much better whenever we are not in fear and we're just free, right? We're free to explore. So watch out for shoulds. The word should, that's always a like red flag signal. So I'm going to paint a Paintini with you guys today. I'm super excited about it. Feel free to ask me questions, share any thoughts of your own along the way. We'll go until, well, it's 4 p.m. my time, so about almost an hour. Oh, and then I forgot about all the other stuff to tell you about, all the other free stuff. So I'm doing free demos here, and it's going to vary. I'm going to change it up depending on that creative joy, right? That calling. So like one day I might be doing Paintinis, another day I might be doing, you know, like a still life setup. I've been doing like these little boxes as well where I'm painting from imagination. So who knows what it's going to be. There might be days where I'm working on the same painting a couple days in a row, or a few days in a row. Who knows, right? So freedom, trust, and allowance, and yeah, we're just going to roll with it, and it's going to be a great month. It's going to be such a great time. The other free stuff is right now you can get the 5-day challenge, a 5-day still life painting challenge, absolutely for free. That's lifetime access to that. So you can go to artlifewithkelly, KELLI.com, to grab that for free if you haven't already grabbed it in the past. And also you can get a free trial of the Art Life School. So there's a free 5-day trial of the Art Life School if you want to try that out and decide if you want to become a member of the Art Life School. And as far as these videos go, Art Life School members, all these videos we will put in your Art Life School library, so you will have access to those there. And we also have a very special Christmas party together coming up this month, which I'm so stoked about. Okay, so let's paint. Yeah, so if you're here, let us know who's here, where you're tuning in from, and feel free to fire away at me any questions or any thoughts. Like, let's keep this interactive and conversational, or if you want to paint along with me, feel free to. I just get these little canvases for my Paintinis. You know, you can get them anywhere, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, And so I just got a pack of these 4x4s today. $7, geez, you know. And I think these Paintinis are fun too because it automatically just relieves some of the pressure of like making a masterpiece, right? So when I do these, sometimes I set stuff up from life. Sometimes I am looking at past paintings that I've done, like past larger paintings that I've done, or photos of still lifes that I've taken, and just whatever stands out to me the most. Like I already did like this little nocturne seascape, which was super fun. Plus these make fantastic gifts, you guys. Or if you sell your art, you know, they're so much fun. People love getting these, and pretty much everybody can afford one. So it really makes, you know, the holidays extra special. That's something for me that I love all my favorite people to be able to get my art. So I'm always trying to find ways to like have paintings in all price points. So hi Pam, hi Yet. Oh, I'll show you, let me show you what I am going to paint on this 4x4. Oh, you know what I could probably do? Let me see if I can add this in the comments, but I'm going to paint these. This is a larger piece I did, gosh, several years ago. And so sometimes it's like a piece that I still love so much. And then I think, oh, I think I might be able to improve upon that. So let me see if I can add that in the comments section below. Can I add a photo in here or not? I can only do a emoji. Okay, well, let me just add it as a post then. Oh my gosh, oh gee willikers, if I can find it. You guys are gonna see like my massive disorganized, where's my documents? Oh, there we go. Photo pictures, where's pictures? Oh, there it is right there. Gosh. Okay, now this was not in the folder. It was all the way down here, the very last one. Awesome. So I'm going to post this as a post. Oh, I can't post it while it's uploading. Man, I'm just striking out. Oh, no, maybe it's going to let me do that. I was going to say, man, I'm striking out on the technology side here. Okay. Okay, good. It did post it. Wow, looky there. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Hi Rita, hi Ginger, so good to see you ladies here. I hope you guys all can come to our Christmas party this month. I'm so excited about that. So that is the image I'm going to paint. I just posted it on my feed, so feel free to pull that up if you want to paint along with me. Can everybody see the palette and the... I think so. I think y'all can see it. I had to take that sweater off. I'm so hot, y'all. Okay, so this is my paint left over from the last painting, so I'm just going to scrape some of that up. Although I must be in the mood for blue and yellow because both of these are blue and yellow. So I also love these because they're super quick to do. I can usually do one in 30 minutes or, you know, an hour. Sometimes I just really enjoy taking my time with them though. So again, like not so many rules, like throughout the rules, I will show you guys one of my little boxes that I made. So I've been priming these with gesso and then oil painting on top. So this is one of the little wooden boxes. I've been finding these like antique wooden boxes and I am writing a little special note from Spirit that can go in there as a special gift and surprise as well. So anyways, and all of these I've been painting from imagination. So it's just been so much fun, these little boxes. So I've been doing a bunch of these, like this little ideal landscape, you know, just made up out of my head. And I just love these little boxes. So pretty. And they're kind of things that maybe might just get thrown away too, and they're perfectly beautiful things. So And again, just follow that intuition. Okay. Now, where's my image? Let me go back. Okay. So I love this piece that I did. Gosh, I don't know when I did this. I think it was 2017. Let me get a bigger brush to start this. Well, maybe not. So I'm just going to start with some raw umber and some medium. I'll try to mix a little higher up on the palette if I can remember. Just going to get our vase placed here. I love yellow roses. You guys like yellow roses? I find them to be so beautiful. I guess I pretty much love every color of rose though. So I just kind of like to go side to side, find my shape that I want. And let's get our table edge in here. I think I'm going to do a little more table edge because we've got this white cloth coming over the edge. There we go. I love white cloth. Painting white cloth in shadow is, oh my gosh, so satisfying. Aren't there just some things about painting that's like, oh, that just gives me the goosebumps all down the back of my spine. It's just so satisfying, like, to paint that. Okay, so then I'm gonna wipe out some of this raw umber for where the light is and leave that for shadow. Now, this I did against a really stark black background, and I am gonna keep that for sure. I like that. I think it really, you know, kind of makes for a striking pop, very classic look. So just some ivory black here in medium. So I'd love to hear from you guys what you're working on. If you have any questions, if you're struggling, you know, if you've been struggling with cultivating joy in your creative practice, you know, let me know in the comments below. And if you have ways that you handle that, right? Like I'm always sharing, I'm always telling you guys what I do to handle those things. But I'd love to hear too from you guys, like how do you stay fresh in your creativity? You know, how do you stay connected, joyful in your work? Because, you know, we all know that all of us have those times where maybe it feels like it's kind of a struggle, or we're just not feeling it or feeling as inspired. And that's totally okay too. We gotta be careful, I'm a little close. So I just put tape on the back of these and tape it to a board with the plastic on is the easiest way I've found to do it. Awesome. So Ginger, all of these will be up on the Facebook page for the month of December, and they will go permanently into the Art Life School library. So Kalina, the beautiful Kalina, will add them each day into the Art Life School library for you guys as well. Okay. All right, so let's get going straight in. Like, let's just get stuck in right away with the yellow. So I'm starting with my Cad Lemon and then adding in a little bit of that Cad Yellow Deep. And we're gonna just start the whole mass with that color. Nice juicy color. It's kind of the middle value. So it's gonna be super easy to build on top of this. Already we can see how the black, whenever we pick up the black, it's gonna kind of dull some of the color, which actually we want in some areas, especially on this one. Also kind of like revisiting some of these older paintings because I like to see if there's any way that I can, you know, just improve upon them or somehow make it better now that my skill set is stronger. Okay, and then I'm going to paint the undercolor of the bluish vase first. So with a lot of ultramarine blue, little bit of yellow ochre, but I do want it to maintain some of that blueness and white. And just putting my brush flat to the canvas so that I deposit some nice juicy paint in that light, especially since I toned in with that raw umber. You want to really get all these lights down thick, especially if you're working on top of anything that has any dark under it whatsoever, because it will make your lights dry darker. So on these cheap canvases, you can't quite lift up as much of that tone as I can on a panel. So I just know from from things going wrong in times past, what to do, how to compensate for that, so that I make sure that I do have a nice, clean, beautiful, brilliant light after this dries. Okay, and then I'm going to go a little bit darker towards the base, a little more yellow ochre, a little more ultramarine blue with that. Down here, this is where the part of the form is kind of turning away from that light source. And then just kind of softening that edge into shadow. Now this one is the original image is very, very chiaroscuro, like you can barely discern the shadow of the vase from the background. So it's very mysterious. No, Jermaine, I think that's just straight up ivory black in the background. You can see like a little bit of light haze around the roses, which we'll do in this piece too. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with just using straight ivory black. Actually, I am in favor of using as many just simple, pure colors as possible. It is so satisfying. I think so many times nowadays in modern times, it's like so many people just overmix all their colors. There's obviously some colors that, are neutrals, like obviously this color, more desaturated colors, that you will have to mix in more colors into the mix. Okay, hi Liz, so good to see you. Yeah, Ginger says, yeah, love the Art Life School Library, aka the Kelly channel. I love that. Hey Sabrina, so good to see you. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're feeling better. Gosh, so many people have been, having health issues this year and sick, and I know some of our members right now are sick. So if any of you are out there are sick, sending you so much love and prayers and blessings for healing, speedy healing. And I also want to say thank you, all of you who, supported me so much with my uncle and his stroke. I'm so happy to say that he is doing much better. He's in a rehab facility now and continuing to improve more and more every day. So every day he's getting stronger and stronger, better and better in every way. So I put a little cad lemon in this highlight. Not something I did back then, but now I understand that, if there's kind of a star of the show color, sometimes it's kind of nice to, pull that color through the piece a little bit more. Okay, little petal down here. All right. So I'm going to put a tiniest little amount of alizarin crimson and raw umber into my yellow mix to get a shadow color for the interior of these roses. Light is coming from the top left-hand side. So that means that the inside left, these are like little bowls, are in shadow. And so I like to go a little warmer there. In the original piece, I feel like that's something I can improve upon now, is like just getting the color a little fresher there. It doesn't need to be quite that grayed down, I don't think. Okay, and then maybe just some raw umber into that yellow color for any of the cast shadows Let's see, now let's go a little darker than that. A little more raw umber. I'm going to keep it a little warm though with a little alizarin crimson still in there, maybe a little black. For this cast shadow, you will have some cast shadows on these from the petals. Casting a shadow underneath. And then these underplanes, right? So some of these strong underplanes. Cast shadow here. I like to just keep those shapes really simple whenever I start them out. They almost kind of look like a little stop sign shape. Boy, this one I got really big. I think I'm going to have to cut it down with some background color. I'll show you in a minute. But really just kind of getting these flat posterized type shapes in. It's sometimes like astonishing as we're beginning our paintings, like how kind of raw and rudimentary everything can look, that it's going to all come together. But you know, you got to trust the painting process. This is a tried and true way to paint. You always start out with like these nice big simple shapes. I'm just carving that one down a little smaller as I see that there's not enough proportional variety between the other ones. And this one's my star of the show rose, I would say. And then actually it's kind of nice that some of these get started bigger, because then the yellow can also kind of fuse more easily with that background color. So just using some of that background color to kind of carve things out. Hi, Nancy, so good to see you. Oh, sorry, Jermaine, just seeing your question. She said, when you painted that original larger painting, did you just use, oh, I already answered that. I'm like apologizing for nothing. Okay. So I'm going to add in some yellow ochre to my ivory black and some raw umber. To get my tabletop plane started, I do need like a little coolness and white in this. Just killing all these other white colors that are not going to be white cloth. There we go. Hi, Debbie Nelson. It's so good to see you. I hope you're getting settled in to your new place, your new home. So exciting. So then shadow on this bluish white vase, I'm going to do this raw umber mucky color I just mixed up with more ultramarine blue to get shadow color on this. Okay, and that's also going to be my shadow color for white cloth, maybe a little pinch lighter, so adding in a little more blue and white or a little more yellow ochre. There we go, a little bit lighter. All my shadows, get those in first. Yeah, simple shapes. And then the back of this cloth is all in shadow too. Yay, yay. Let's open up this edge a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to my white and cad lemon for just a little tiny bit of cad lemon for light on the top of this cloth. I might have to switch to a smaller brush. We'll see what I can get away with here. This is a number 2. And, oh, okay, I see that's like another little, that's supposed to be lit up. Eh, I'm not doing that. Okay. And coming down. So this will get a little bit darker on this plane change. So not quite shadow color, but not quite that pure white and cad lemon. And I'm just gonna ever so gently soften that edge. All right. kind of seeing now that maybe this edge needs to be a little higher up. Awesome. So it should really be striking and pop even on a small scale. Is that showing up okay for you guys? Oh, I don't know. Okay, maybe that's better. Yay, Lori, I'm so glad you're enjoying it. That's so good. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, you know, it's like the holidays are so lovely and wonderful, and then also at the same time they can be stressful and hectic and go, go, go and busy, 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 right? So I thought this would be great for me and for you guys, you know, just to be able to every now and then just kind of slow down, soak in some goodness and beauty and contemplation time, inspiration time. All right. Okay, I'm going to switch down to my 0 brush. We're going to start to build some of those lighter petals. And, oh, I got a little too much blue in there, but some white. Basically, it's the color I started with, the Cad Lemon, Cad Yellow Deep, just more white this time. And a little more Cad Lemon. It's almost kind of like a Naples yellow, I guess you would say. Maybe cooler Naples yellow light. Just want to go in and get all of these larger hits of light. You know, the fun thing about minis like this too is like you can do them quickly. You can also get away with a lot more imperfections. And isn't that so much fun? I love imperfections. I love being able to be imperfect. It's such a treat. So many of us are just so hard on ourselves all the time, myself included. So it's nice just to play, you know, just to play and have fun and let go. Let go, just enjoying the process, enjoying all these beautiful creative talents that we have, that we've been given. They are really, truly a blessing and a gift. And then this one I am going to mute just a little bit, like kind of some background color got in there, which is a good thing. I like painting with the filbert as much as I can, even on these minis, until I can't paint with a hog hair, not a filbert. Until I just can't paint with a hog hair any longer, and I have to bring out the tiny little liner brushes and all that jazz. But I like to try to go as far as I can with it. Okay, so I'm going to mix up some leaf color. We're just going to add in some ultramarine blue into that kind of middle yellow mix, and some yellow ochre to kind of, you know, soften that color a bit. And the black underneath will make these dry a little more mysterious and a little bit darker, so I don't worry about it really being a clean color for this type of painting. For, you know, for a high key or something like that, obviously you're going to have to concern yourself with that. But with this kind of drama type of, kind of Dutch old master type of look, I guess you might say, that is not a concern, especially for something that you want to take more of a back seat, you know, like we don't want the green leaves just taking over the entire painting. So it's okay if they dry a little darker or a little bit more muted in most cases. These areas, however, are really critical that we get them, you know, like I said, super lit up. Okay, and then pattern. We are getting close to the end. Oh no, we're not. Whoa, man, I could probably do a whole other thing. Holy smokies. Never mind. I was thinking it was later. Well, I guess 20 minutes. This is a 4x4, Lori. 4x4. And I did post the reference image. Oh, that when I did that, it kind of got a lot of, what's it called? where the lights get really blown out. Let's try switching it back. Okay, pattern. And I did post the original painting that this is being done by. Ooh, look how pretty. See, this is what I'm talking about. So satisfying. Pure blue just glazed right over that wet into wet white vase. This is a Treacle number 4. Synthetic. Look how beautiful that is. I don't actually have this vase anymore, sadly. So I don't have anything from real life to draw upon, so. A girl can't have too many blue and white vases, am I right? Okay, and then a little darker ultramarine blue and some alizarin. Again, just pure color. And you could also just make up whatever design you want. You know, that's the fun of being an artist, right? It's like, if you don't like this design, you make up another one. That's the joy of it all. That's the play of it all. Okay, and I do need some cast shadow on my tabletop. I don't know what happened to that, so I'll just put in some raw umber here for that, because that vase would be casting a shadow there. Oh, now the problem being, once I get a brush in my hand, it's hard to switch, so. Okay, let's see. We could carve this leaf out a little better underneath. There we go. With some cast shadow. We could get a stronger vein on that. So just really carefully pulling, and it's like pushing down and then pulling. That knife. If you understand, if you learn the fundamentals of painting and you paint well, you know, you've got that skill set, you can paint with any shitty material out there. You can paint on these crappy, cheap canvases, you know. Although I know sometimes it is nice to be able to blame the materials, however. I've definitely done it myself many times, so. But it is interesting, you know, growing as an artist and getting to a place where you're like, oh, so it wasn't the material at all, it was just me. Damn. Kind of need some of these greens in here. And you'll see that on the original painting too, where there's kind of some of these cooler gray greens layered over some of the shadows. There you go. And that's good, because that's going to give me more dimension and illusion of layers of petals back there, as well as pushing that back in space. I would, however, oh, I lost my image. Oh, Elizabeth, I see your message. I'll message you. I have not added that box yet, but I'll message you about that box once I get it. I'll message you the link once I get it on the website. I started adding it to the website, and then anyway, so some of those last 2 boxes I showed you guys, I just finished those, so I have not got them on the website yet. No, Lynn, I did not add any additional gesso to these. You know, just use a lot of paint. Use a lot of thick paint and you'll be in good shape. The more paint, the better with these dry. And you can see, like, I use a little bit of medium, but not a lot. Not a ton of medium. Awesome. Thank you, Lorraine. I'm so glad that you love it. Hi, Irene, fashionably late. So good to see you. Yay! Oh, good. I'm so glad you're excited to paint this. I'm excited to see your painting. Awesome, awesome. Cool. All right. Just checking in to see if you guys had any more questions. I do want to see if I can get this little petal. Gosh, it's so tiny. Look at this one, you guys. 2 inches by 2 inches. This little, look at this one. 2 inches by 2 inches. What am I going to paint on that? Well, I'm excited to do it. I don't know what I'm going to paint on there. And then I was able to find some little frames too for these. Which is fabulous. I did, however, gesso the antique boxes multiple times just because, you know, they were, I don't know, like varnished and stained with other stuff. So I sanded those. I did sand the boxes. Maybe if I can get some more boxes in, I'll do a demo of one of those. Those are so much fun. You guys really might want to give those a try. If you're an artist here. That might be too red. Just trying to get a little added dimension and interest here on this star of the show rose. Go back to my light color. I think I have to switch to my smaller treacle brush now to get some of these finer, a little bit finer details. I'm not super into tons of fine details, but we need some smaller petals in here. Even that statement, be careful of that kind of statement. I just caught myself too. You know, even statements like that, like labeling ourselves one thing, which I know gets strongly encouraged these days to do that. But even saying, oh, I'm a super tight painter. Well, as soon as we do that, we're locking in our identity to that one thing, you know, and it doesn't really allow us to maybe explore some other ways of doing things. So even that, I'm just, you know what, I'm just not going to lock myself into that statement. Sometimes I like details, sometimes I don't. How about that? Because there really are sometimes that I just can just sit there and have so much patience, and then other days I'm like, I'm just so jazzed up and I just want to feel the energy and the excitement and enthusiasm of the whole thing, and I want it to go fast and fun and, you know, fresh. And so it's just two different experiences. It's the same artist, two different, maybe just two different moods. Sometimes too, on some of these things, in order to try to take it a little further, maybe we have to take it away from some of the simplicity, which may or may not improve the situation, but it's all in the searching. It's all in the looking for something and the experimenting, seeing what we can find out here. Otherwise, you know, if we're afraid to kind of go there, then our paintings can end up getting really formulaic. I'm missing something over here. Oh, okay, maybe like a little shadow separation there. Did have some more glow in the center before, which I liked a little better, so I'm going to put in a little more cad yellow deep there. I see what's happening. I lost this cast shadow on this side. Just steal a little bit of that background color. I do think this one being bigger and cooler and bolder made for a stronger statement is starting to get a little too broken up. Okay. All right. Let's see, anything else? Anything else? Maybe a little more light highlight on this one, coming across the form there. Maybe a little more glow around some of these roses. Let me know if you guys have any questions as we are about to wrap up. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Thank you. You like that little seascape. You know, there's an artist, I don't know if you guys have, of course he's dead now, so he's not alive, but Burge Harrison. You guys ever heard of him? You might check him out. He did a lot of kind of these nocturne seascapes, which are just so beautiful. So that's what I was inspired by on that one. So just get a little glow around these most lit up edges here. And then we can use like a little soft hair brush, flat brush, just to kind of integrate some of that glow. So it makes it look like just more atmospheric and not like we really put it in that boldly. Okay, well, I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed this. Maybe it's sparked some creativity in you, some fun, some joy, since that's what we're all about this month, or at least that's what I'm all about this month, creating and cultivating more joy. See what I mean? Like we could just keep going on this. Maybe a little more, maybe an overlapping leaf might be nice, or an overlapping petal for a little more depth. There we go. Okay. Kind of curious if we need like a little duller fallen petal shape over here. That's kind of nice. I like that. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for being here. It's been so enjoyable. And so tomorrow I will do another demonstration. I'm not sure exactly on what. Like I said, I'm just kind of following the creativity as I go here, wherever that may lead me throughout this month with all of you. So I will see you tomorrow for that. That one, I'm going to do that one at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. I'll make a post, but that'll be 11 Central, 12 Eastern. It was so hard to do math right now. And what is that? 9 Pacific. Whew. That was harder than painting. Or at least it was hard to do it while painting. Okay, my friends. Yeah. So I will see you tomorrow. Yes, get some small canvases. Yes, or whatever your intuition is saying to you to do. Listen to it and follow through. That's the other thing. The more times that our voice says something to us like that, and then we don't take action on it, even if it's just one small step, like going to the store and buying those little canvases, or shopping for some of those boxes on eBay, right? One small baby step action. You want to make sure that you do that once you allow space for your artistic voice to talk to you, and your intuition to speak to you. That way it doesn't shut it down. So sometimes we get these intuitive, creative inspiration hits. Oh, that's a great idea, and then we forget about it. And so I really strongly feel that the more times that we do that, or maybe we're busy and we just don't make time for it, we don't stop what we're doing, or we don't even make a note to ourselves, hey, later do this, or tomorrow I'm going to paint that painting. The more times that we do that, guess what? Like that is just going to shut down your creative power every time that you do that. So, and we can talk more about this month because I think it's so important. Okay, I'm so glad I was able to add some joy to your day, Jermaine. Thank you so much. You add joy to my day. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love you guys so much. And yeah, so I'll get all emotional now. Because I feel the love. I feel you guys. Thank you. Marty says it's beautiful. Love the roses. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, the image here is posted if you want to rewatch this and paint along. Happy holidays, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.